All right. Welcome, everyone. We are live on Instagram, and today's video is actually an exclusive interview with the queen herself, Empress K. And today, today we're going to be talking about just the general aspects of meditation, and I'm going to be asking her some basic questions on some methods we can practice, because a lot of my fans, like, they hear me say meditation, but they don't actually know what it is or how to actually do it. So we're just going to be asking some questions and whatnot. Okay. And yeah, you want to tell people what you do?
Can you hear the music in the back?
Not a little bit, but not really. It's not loud.
Okay.
Yeah. So you want to tell the people who are watching what you do, or you want me to do it?
You can do it. Go ahead.
Okay. So for the people who doesn't know, she actually works in the field of the biofield. So, and if for those of you who don't know what that is, that's just a scientific word for the spiritual aura that we all have. All right. So she works in that area, and that just covers a wide variety of things when it comes to like crystal healing, just spiritual energy readings, and all those variations. She covers all of it, and so
sound healing, Reiki.
Okay.
Healing,
yeah. There we go. There we go.
Holistic health, herbalism, herbs.
Yeah.
Everything.
So the fact that I even got on an interview is huge, Yeah. So big props to me for getting her on here, and big props to her for even coming. So yeah, I guess we'll just get straight into it. You ready for the questions? Okay, cool. So we'll start off. Why should we meditate? Why should we do that?
Okay. Well, there's like a bunch of reasons why you should meditate, but I'm going to start with the more basic ones. So obviously like spiritual, enlightenment, raising your vibrational frequency, but also more, I would say not realistic, but more common things like anxiety or depression or insomnia. Meditation will help with all of those things. If you have like problems with blood pressure, or you have issues with focus or concentration, it'll help with all of those things as well. Sorry if you can hear the kids in the back. I'm kind of I'm at like a park or whatever. But meditation will help with all those things. You can actually go look up on Google, just put in the brainwave scan of like people's brains before they meditate and after they meditate. You'll see like how their brain has so much activity where it's unbalanced, and then after they meditate, the left and right hemispheres of their brain become more balanced, and the waves like start to flow together. And they have pictures of it you can put it in Google and then just put images. They have pictures of like before and after people's brains. So it really helps with focus and concentration, but also your emotional health, your spiritual health as well. You can also go look up on YouTube. Kobe Bryant has a video on YouTube where he's talking about meditation, and he talks about how meditation helps you to control your day instead of letting your day control you. Like instead of it being the other way around, where you set your intention in your meditation or at the beginning of the day, or whenever you decide to meditate, that's like good for you, and how that helps your mind dominate the day instead of you being just swayed by whatever it is that's happening in your day. So I would say those are like a few reasons why you should meditate. Just overall health, like not just mentally, but emotionally, spiritually, physically, right? It's like, I think it's like one of the simplest ways. It is something that you have access to all the time. That you can stop and create a space for yourself all the time, anywhere that you are, at home or out or whatever it is,
So you're saying for someone who meditates, it could actually physically help their physical health, like by meditating?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Like if you have like blood pressure or just anxiety or depression or issues with high cholesterol, things like that, because all of those are contributing factors to like stress or having anxiety or having a heavy workload or having a very busy or hectic work environment that you're in, right? Depending on what it is that you do for work, what type of stress is being put on your body, mentally, emotionally, or physically, right? So I feel like meditation is one thing that can help with all of that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So now that we've established how important that is, okay, that's big. Okay, so how frequently should we meditate then, since it's so helpful? How, like, can we do it once a week? Or
I was thinking about this, and I feel like, okay, like the the political answer would probably be every day. Like, right, it's probably
Okay.
more beneficial for you to meditate every day. But, you know, obviously with anything else, it's a habit, right? So you have to create that habit, right? You have to create that neural pathway in your mind that it's something that's beneficial to you or that's important, right? That's the way that our mind works, right? We're not going to want to do something or have the desire to do something unless we feel that it's beneficial to us. So I would say start with like something small. Like, don't try to like meditate for 1 hour the first time you meditate. If you do, that's great, but start like, 2 minutes or 5 minutes or 6 minutes, and try to do that as regularly as you can. Because the more, just like anything else, meditation with repetition comes mastery, right? So the more you meditate and the more that you practice it regularly, the more your brain is going to understand how to focus or how to concentrate without you having to go back, right? And you're going to be able to get there quicker, right? With your mind, be able to set your breath, reset your focus, your concentration, if you are doing it more regularly than if you're not, right?
Okay. So just like any other practice, could you share with us your personal meditation schedule? Like how often do you meditate?
I meditate every day.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I meditate every day. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, when it becomes part of a routine and you feel like, especially because I'm somebody that I experience anxiety, like, in my life. So anxiety is something that I deal with, especially with the kind of work that I do, right? I'm doing energy work. So sometimes if I'm working with someone who is going through heavy energy, I'm an empath, right? So that energy gets transferred to me if I'm working with that person. So meditation is something to help me reset, right? Separate what is my emotion, what is not my emotion, clearly hear my thoughts, right? Not hang on to them or judge them, and be able to release them at the same time. And really give me like that center, like, okay, you know, let me get back in middle space, right?
So you have to do it daily. Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we do it daily. Okay. All right. So let's say I start doing meditation daily now. How would I do it? Like, how do I meditate properly? What positions do I got to be in? Do I have to be at the park?
No, you don't have to. You can meditate anywhere, right? You can meditate like at home. You can meditate in your car. You can meditate in the park. Obviously, there are benefits to like going to nature, right? Because you get the energy, right? We are constantly in communication with nature, right? The oxygen and carbon dioxide, that is a constant exchange of energy, right? So the closer that you are to everybody's looking sorry, the closer that you are to that environment, right, the more you're going to be able to pick up on the free electrons, on the energy that's around you in nature, right? Just to get back into that spiritual space, right? And just be like grounding and things like that, right? But you can also do it like in your car. You can do it at the gym. And it doesn't always have to be the traditional way of meditating, right? So like the traditional way of meditating is, you know, you sit in the lotus position, right?
That's
you
what I see everywhere.
Elongate your spine, right? You breathe, whatever technique you feel is best for you to, you know, during your breathing.
Right.
You know, you are allowing your thoughts to come, but not judging them, not analyzing them, right? I mean, a lot of people think that that when you meditate, your mind is supposed to clear, like nothing's supposed to be going on in your mind. And eventually, as you do it more, that does happen. But when you first start meditating, it's not really like that. You know what I mean? Like it's more of you are able to recognize what thoughts are coming up. So then you know, okay, what's bothering me in my life? Like, why did that come up? Later, after your meditation, you're able to then see, like, okay, I see what it is I need to focus on more, what it is I need to work on more. You know what I mean? But I feel like find what helps you focus, right? Find what helps you focus and what helps you concentrate. So if that's working out for you, or if that's walking for you, or if that is literally sitting in, you know, the lotus position and meditating for you, or however it is, if it's reading, right, however it is that helps you to focus your mind and concentrate and really center your breath and recognize how are you breathing, and if the thoughts that you are thinking, how are they coming up and how are you able to deal with them? Are you holding on to them? Is it something that you're ignoring or that you're avoiding? You know, how are you able to release that?
Wow. Okay. So it goes to a more personal level. Anyone can meditate as long as they're at peace with themselves. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
And
deep.
of course, like the traditional way of meditation is probably the most effective in what I'm talking about in terms of changing your brain energy, right? Changing your brain wave energy and how your right and left hemispheres of your brain interact with one another. But meditation is not just
Okay.
sitting down and meditating, right? Because you hear a lot of people say like, oh, when they work out, they feel good, right? They feel a release, they feel good about themselves, and they feel calm. Or when they're stressed, they can go work out, or they can go box or something like that. It's the same thing. That's a form of meditation.
Gotcha. Shout out to the person in the comments, Almighty Vegan. Oh wow, that's crazy. And he's even in my comment section. Shout out to the comments. Somebody said, Almighty Vegan said, peace. I appreciate this interview. Got to get back on my meditation grind. Wow, that's deep. I watch this guy all the time. He's the only reason I went vegan. Wow. Okay. But yeah, that's amazing. Okay. So I had another question. Can I meditate if I'm laying down? Or does that not count because I might go to sleep?
But for me personally, I always fall asleep, which is not bad, right? Because usually, meditation is basically, okay, when you're having dreams, right? Your body is at its most relaxed, right? Your defenses are all down. Your ego is sleeping, right? As your conscious mind is sleeping. So that's why we have dreams, right? And that's coming from our subconscious mind. So basically, meditation is trying to train your brain to go into your subconscious without having to go to sleep, right? But if you do lay down and you end up going to sleep, it's kind of the same thing, right? Because sleep is a form of meditation. That is when that's why you're able to get so many messages, and if you're really tapped into that part of your brain, you're able to get a lot of messages and downloads and things like that, and really see things differently in terms of dreams from your subconscious mind, right? And you can do that too through meditations. But I usually fall asleep, which is, again, it's not a bad thing, but I like to stay awake so I can wake up and I feel that deep breath of, okay, I know what just happened, and now I can go about my day and know what it is I need to focus on, how it is I want to go about my day too.
Okay. So for me personally, I'll walk around the park sometimes and circle a tree a few times with my music on, and it'll feel like I'm in a complete zone. I'll lose track of time and everything.
Yeah.
That's a form of meditation?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Especially with music, right? Music is a frequency too. So you are tuning into the frequency of whatever music that you're listening to, and getting your mind into a state of allowing whatever, the blockages to be removed. So whatever thoughts or feelings or emotions that have been trying to come up and get your attention are able to do that, right? And usually music can invoke that type of energy too, right? The different words or the sounds or the combination of all of the tones and stuff can help you also get into a meditative state.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Earlier you mentioned breathing. I heard you mention breath and breathing. What are some breathing techniques that we can learn and practice in conjunction with the meditation? How does that work together?
Okay. There are a couple, but there's three that I want to mention. There's a heart in the sky right now. Okay,
oh, really?
There are three that I want to mention though. So the first one is just breathing as is, right?
Got my notes.
Okay. The first one is breathing as is. Right?
Okay.
So allowing you to get in touch or in tune with your normal breathing pattern, right? So not trying to intentionally breathe a certain way, just listening to your own breath and seeing, when do you expand and when do you contract, right? And allow it to flow naturally, right? And then also I feel like that helps with you start to recognize at times in your day if you're someone who has anxiety or experience depression, or you have problems sleeping or things like that, you're able to recognize out throughout your day when you're not breathing normally, if you know how you breathe. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And so that's one, just breathing as is. And then the second one is deep breaths, right? Diaphragm control, right? So that's the type of breathing where, when you go to the doctor and they put the stethoscope on your chest and they tell you to take a deep breath. So that is the type of where you breathe in deeply and you breathe out deeply, right? That's called diaphragm control. And that type of breathing allows you to settle your normal breathing pattern. So if you recognize that your normal breathing pattern is unbalanced, or it it's not comfortable, or you feel like it's shallow, right? Because if you're breathing shallow, then you're probably thinking shallow too. Like your mind isn't really absorbing all of the oxygen that it could, which helps your brain function, right? So if you're not, if you recognize that your normal breathing pattern isn't as healthy as maybe you want it to be, having diaphragm breathing, which is like the deep breaths, helps to like get it back on track, right? That normal, so that it's more of a healthy flow of in and out, and it's a balance. And then the third one is nostril breathing. So like individual nostril breathing. So you would hold one nostril and breathe. You can do deep breath, or you can do normal breathing pattern, right? You would hold one nostril and then you would do the other one the same way. And that helps with the hemispheres in your brain. Helps oxygenate and get more energy to the right hemisphere and the left hemisphere of your brain, and help develop both sides so that they can integrate and balance one another out evenly, right? So then your brain wave and the energy of your brain is even, the frequency.
Wow, that's deep. That last one I definitely didn't know about.
Yeah.
Nose changing? Okay, I try that tonight.
Yeah.
Nose breathing, and you switch between the two. Okay.
Yeah.
That's deep. Okay, so for the deep breathing, like you would just breathe from your diaphragm all the way up, and then you just breathe out?
Yes. I remember always keeping your spine elongated, right? Sitting up straight, but not uncomfortable, right? But making sure you're still comfortable, but you have good posture, and then you breathe.
Okay.
And all the way, but not fast though. So like slowly breathe in and slowly breathe out, right? Don't rush it. Like the breath. Allow your lungs to fill up as much as they can, and then release as much as they can. Remember, because this is like all about the oxygen, right? The oxygen is what's going to your heart, is what's going to your blood, is what's going to your brain, right? And the more oxygen that you take in, the better all of your organs are going to be able to function, which hence why, meditation helps so much with
right. That makes perfect sense.
It's about breathing. It's about the breath work, right?
Okay, that makes sense. Wow.
Yeah.
You just dropped some gems in here. I didn't know you was coming with all this. Okay, wow. Well, those are all the questions I had today, Empress. I'm glad we got you on here. Anything else you want to say before I close it out?
You guys can follow me on Instagram, of course. I also just started a YouTube channel.
Wow, that's amazing.
YouTube. Right now, I'm started to post like energy readings, monthlies and mid-months, but I'm also going to start posting energy work videos and sound meditation videos, more about spirituality, more knowledge, and esoteric things as well. So you can follow me on there. It's called Tapped In TV.
Tapped In TV?
Mm-hmm.
Tapped In TV.
Yeah.
Okay, that's amazing. I'll definitely be subscribing to you as soon as I see it. All right. That was this video. I'm going to collage this as the art of meditation. For my fans, they know I like to make videos with the art. So I'm glad I got you on here again. Thank you so much for coming in with this. Yeah, and maybe one day I can get you on for another video on another topic.
Yes,
but yeah.
Of course.
Yes. Thank you for tuning in. And y'all,
right.
This is it.
All right, bye.
Peace.